السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ما بعد، أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي رب زدني علما. So I welcome you all to the class of those Hidayatun now. And today, inshallah ta'ala, we are beginning the second lesson, الدرس الثاني. The second lesson, تعريف الاسم والفعل. So last time we talked about what is Nahw, right? And the endings that Nahw talks about, the endings of the verb. Today, inshallah ta'ala, we'll talk about تعريف الاسم والفعل. The ism and fi'l, that is definition of noun and verb, ta'rif. So what is ism and fi'l? So this is, he said last time that we need, what we talked about kalima also, word and its types. Today we'll talk about what is definition of ism and fi'l. So this is a forward, right? He said introduction is necessary. So al-ismu or al-ismu kalimatun tadullu ala ma'nan fi nafsiha. So kalima, it's a word, tadullu. A noun is a word signifying a meaning in itself. So we talked about last time that three types of words, ism, fi'l, harf, right? Ism means, there's meaning and there's no tense in ism. In a verb, there's meaning and there's tense. In a harf, there's no meaning in itself and there's no tense also. So al-ismu kalimatun tadullu ala ma'nan fi nafsiha. A noun is a word signifying a meaning in itself. غير مقترنين بأحد الأزمنة الثلاثة. It is not joined with any of the three tenses, right? No tenses at all. أعني الماضي والحال والاستقبال. I mean, what are the three, this thing, lesson number 2. I mean the ماضي, الحال is present tense, ماضي is past tense, الحال is present, والاستقبال, and the third is future tense, meaning the past, present, and future. So it has no association with one of the three tenses. So a noun, like you say, Muhammadun, there's no association at all. I mean, Muhammad is Muhammad. And was Muhammad, is Muhammad, will be Muhammad. No, nothing. Nahwu rajulun, for example, a man. Ilmun, knowledge. وعلامته أن يصح الإخبار عنه وبه. And its sign is, it is proper أن يصح الإخبار عنه. It is proper to give information about the noun, wabihi, and to give information by means of it. For example, Zaidun qa'imun. So what is ikhbar anhu? What is the sign is ikhbar anhu means you can speak about it, right? It is like a being, like Hamid, Zaid, or the school. You can ikhbar anhu, you can speak or give information about it. But for verbs, you cannot give information. He went. I mean, that itself is an information. If you say dhahaba, went, the action of going, it's itself. So ikhbar anhu means it should be, you can give information about. And B, you can give information through it. Like for example, Zaidun qa'imun. Now, what is ikhbar anhu here? Here is ikhbar anhu is Zaid. You're speaking about him, giving information. And qa'imun is you're giving information through this word. Right? So you understand? Ikhbar anhu wa bihi. So we can do both in ism. We can talk about it, we can give information about it, or you can give information through it. Correct? So that is called ikhbar anhu and ikhbar bihi. It's just the way he described a noun. A noun like a harf, min. I cannot speak about min, right? From. I mean, what from? It does make. I cannot give information about from. I cannot give information about it. I cannot give information through it also. Min something. No. Right? It needs to attach with something. Correct? I cannot just say from. Like Hamidun min. I'm not giving information. I need a Hamidun min al Hindi. I need something, a majrur or something. Yeah? So harf also, it doesn't do anything. Well, idafatu. And the second, this thing is sign is idafa. Right? So anytime you make mudaf nafli, kitabullahi, Allah's book, you ascribe something. Nahwu ghulamu zaydin, the servant of Zaid or the slave of Zaid. So ghulamu zaydin. You can make idafa only in nouns. So he's giving signs about nouns. And the third is lam ta'arif, entering the definite article lam. Because نحو ودخول اللام التعريف عليه, and Entering the definite article lam ta'rif upon the noun is proper, as in ar-rajulu. Ar-rajulu. So alif lam is not taken by anyone else. You cannot say al-min or al-ila. Right? You cannot say that. Ila means two, right? You cannot join al to that. وَأَنْ يَصِحَّ فِيهِ الْجَرُّ. And the third sign is that the state of jar is proper for it. So noun majroor, you can make it majroor. This is a one other sign. What tanweenu, and you can add tanween to a noun. What tathniyatu, and dual. Wal jam'u, wal na'atu, and add an adjective. What tasghiru, and make it diminutive. Wal nida'u, and you can call upon a noun. فإن كل هذه من خواص الاسم. خواصي, this should be a sad. خواص الاسم. All of these are specific to a noun, right? So state of jar, as in fiddari rajulun, fiddari rajulun. Here, dari, state of jar, right? How do you know jar? You see a kasra. What is jar? Jar means the ending is a kasra, right? In the house is a man. In the house is a man. So this is a sign. Also appropriate tanween. You can add tanween. Tanween doesn't come for harf and verbs like dhahaban. You cannot say that. Tanween only comes with nouns. The dual at-tathniyatu, like rajulani, the rajulani. The plural al-jam'u, as in rijalun. Jama' is plural. Only plurals. You cannot make verbs plural. I mean, fa'ala becomes fa'alu, but that's not literal plural. Jama means here rajul, rijal, jamu mudhakkar salim, all these. Adjective, you can add an adjective only to a noun. Rajulun tawilun, a tall man. Diminutive noun, you can make small, diminutive tasghir. All this will come later on. He'll bring in detail. He's just giving you a brief about what a noun is. A little man, like a rajul, you can make short rujailun, rujail. Vocative, you can call ya rijalu, oh men. Correct? These are all the signs. So how many signs did I give? I had 1, 2, 3, and then 4, jar, 5, tanween, 6, tathniya, 7, jama, 8, 9, 10. 10. Each of these are among the peculiarities, khawasil is peculiarities, that nothing is, ism, fi'l and harf do not share in it. And they are peculiar to the noun. Like you cannot make diminutive of a verb. You cannot call a verb. Ya dhahab. I mean, you cannot do that. Right? You cannot call half min, for example. Ya min. I mean, it won't make sense. Naat also, adjective. You cannot add an adjective for dhahaba. We can add an adverb. We'll learn later on. I mean, through somnian. But adjective is naat. Naat. So all these cannot happen, without, can only happen in a noun. All these are signs of alamatul list. So any grammar book, that's how they begin. What are the signs? How do you know it's a sign? It's a noun. These are the signs for this thing. The meaning of ikhbar anhu. So he's explaining the meaning of ikhbar anhu means is that information is attributed to a noun governed as a subject. So you have some information, you want to attribute it to some person or something, yeah? Subject, object, or mubtada, the subject. Ikhbar anhu. Ikhbar means giving news. Anhu means about him. Like you want to talk about Zaid. So you can say Zaidun fil bayti, Zaidun qa'imun. You can give thousands of information about Zaid, right? So that is the power of a noun. You can give ikhbar anhu about it. Right? You can give news about it, And you can give news through it also. Right? Through it. Like qa'imun is a noun. So you've given information through it. Like what is Zaid? Zaid is standing. Ikhbar bihi is that attribution to another word is made by means of a noun. So you're making attribution by a noun, like the khabar. So mubtada could be ikhbar anhu, and the khabar could be ikhbar bihi, through it, bihi, through it. Ikhbar anhu, speak about it. Like you want to speak about a building, right? A house. You want to speak al baytu. That is ikhbar anhu. You want to speak about the house is what now? You want to describe the house is big. So kabirun is ikhbar bihi. I mean, just some words, inshallah ta'ala. I hope it is clear. Yeah? If not, you can ask me. Ikhbar anhu and ikhbar bihi. Ikhbar anhu, you talk about it, and this is what? About it, and you talk through it. You talk through a means of using it. You talk using it, using bihi, using something, using it. Hmm? Like his stall, whatever it could be the khabar. So this is generally the khabar. Khabar. All this will come later on also, inshallah. I mean, mubtada khabar he'll explain later on. You might be like, what is this going on? But yeah, it's just the way he explained a sign of a noun. Next, he explains ta'riful fi'li. Definition of a verb. Like, what's a verb? He explained briefly in the beginning. He did explain, but it's now like, okay, I'll give you some more details about it. Al-fi'lu kalimatun tadullu ala ma'nan fi nafsiha. Remember, fi'l is also a word which signifies a meaning in itself. Ma'nan fi nafsiha. Mukhtarinin. It was previously had ghayru mukhtarinin. Ghayri mukhtarinin. It was not attached. This is mukhtarin. It is attached bi ahadil azminati thalathati with three tenses, right? So this will be has ma'na fi nafsiha, meaning it's a kalima tadullu ala ma'nan fi nafsiha wa mukhtarinin bi ahdil azminati thalathati, and it is attached to one of the three tenses. Nahw, for example, nasara. So nasara, he helped. Is it attached with the tense? Yes. Nasara, he helped. Yansuru, he helps. Unsur, help. Right? Unsur is what? Help. So this is past, this is present, and this is future, because this is command, right? You're commanding future. Or this could be future also. I mean, mudare could all mean past, present, and future. Nasara is past, this is present and future, and this is only future. وَعَلَامَتُهُ. The verb is a word signifying a meaning itself while being associated with one of the three tenses. So three tenses will be associated with. You cannot have a verb without any tense. It will always be attached to a tense. وَعَلَامَتُهُ أَنْ يَصِحَّ الْإِخْبَارُ بِهِ لَا عَنْهُ. So now, علامة أن يصح الإخبار به لا عنه, that it is correct. So examples for this: Nasara, he helped. Yansuru, he's helping. Imperfect past tense, imperfect, and unsur, help. And its signs. Signs are first. It is proper to attribute information by means of the verb. But attribution is not made to the verb itself. Like darabani aliyun. You give news through it. Right? You give news through it. Ikhbar bihi la anhu. So this is the difference. Ism was what? Ikhbar anhu is also fine. Ikhbar bihi. Or you can talk about it. You can give information through it. Correct? But here you cannot talk about it. No, you cannot talk about a verb. You have to give through it, because our main hero is who? The person who's doing the action. The file is the hero, not the verb itself. I mean, he slept. Right? We are focused on the he, not the slept. Slept is just talking about what did he do. So, أن يصح الإخبار به لا عنه. This is the first sign. Only إخبار عن به is allowed. No عنه. No, you cannot talk about ذهب. For example, darabani aliyun. He gave examples in the translation. Ali hit me. So our main focus is what? Ali hitting you, right? Not, we cannot like hitting. Hitting is not a hero. Ali is a hero. Hero in the sentence. So it is iqbal bihi. So daraba is the iqbal bihi, no? Anhu. والدخول قد والسين والسوف والجازم. And the second is عليه. Like for example, قد نصر وسينصر وسوف ينصر ولم ينصر. And it is proper to enter قد. So قد will only come with verbs. قد cannot come with nouns. With nouns we use inna. To emphasize, we use inna. Where قد is used only with verbs. سوف. سوف also comes with verb فعل مضارع. سوف تعلمون. سوف. Soon, yeah. Soon, سوف. See, indeed, seen is also used for soon, very soon, but seen is more closer than سوف. كلا سيتعلمون غدا. No, سيعلمون غدا. And the state of al-jazim. Jazim also does not come upon like lam, lamma, all those upon the verb, as in قد نصر. First example, قد نصر, he already helped, or he surely helped. قد نصر. Sayansuru, soon he will help. Saufa yansuru, later he will help. Seen is soon. And Saufa is, later he will help. Lam yansur, he did not help. He did not help. Lam yansur. So this jazim, no? Majzum. That's why doing grammar books in the starting itself is difficult, because if you don't know all these things, it'll be difficult. So you should always go back to Madina books where they introduce this stuff. This is jazim, no? It makes the fail mudare majzoom. Fail makes the fail mudare majzoom. Majzoom in the sense has a sukun, correct? Yansuru, it becomes yansur. And if there's a noon, we'll drop the noon, correct? You can go back. This comes in book 2, Madina book 2. So, lam yansur makes it majzoom. This is also a sign. And the third sign is what? ولم ينسوا والتصريف إلى الماضي والمضارع وكونه أمرا ونهيا واتصال الضمائر البارزة المرفوعة نحو كتبت والتاء التانيث الساكنة نحو كتبت ونون التأكيد نحو اكتبن فإن كل هذه من خواص الفعل. So it says what? تصريف الفعل. So first condition was what? You can give information through it. Give information through it. Not about it. You cannot through give information through it. Right? Through it. And the second was what? You can have qad. You can all attach so many things. Qad, sawfa, seen, all these. Yeah. Attachment of attach qad, etc. Qad, seen, sawfa, and all those. Jazim also. And third one is what? It has conjugation. Like nouns don't have conjugation. Verbs have conjugation. It is proper for the verb to change into past tense. Tasriful fi'l. Yeah? You can have sarf, changing. Past tense, imperfect tense, and imperative. Yeah? Amr. Imperative means amr. For example, nasara. Nasara, he helped. Yansuru, he is helping, will help. Unsur, help. Imperative. So it has conjugation. This is the third sign of a verb. And then he says, it is proper. And yasihal, it is proper to have dama'ir al-barizat al-marfu'a. واتسال ضمائر البارزة المرفوعة and joining, it is proper to attach conspicuous. Bariz they translate as conspicuous pronouns. Bariz means apparent. Once we go into so there mustatir and then there's bariz, apparent. Apparent. Oh my god. Apparent. Yeah. Which appear. Pronouns to the verb indicating the subject, indicating the subject, that is marfu pronouns. So pronouns are many types, right? There are majur pronouns, there are marfu pronouns, mansub pronouns, that is rafa, fi mahalli rafa, in the state of rafa, as in katabtu. So this tu is a pronoun, the harf ta. Oh, this is rafa because it is a file, the doer. Correct? So that's why we say I wrote. If you don't know this, you should go back to Madina books. Also appropriate for the verb is attaching the unvoweled feminine ta, the tau tanith, a sakina. Unvoweled is called unvoweled. A sakina translated as unvoweled, like katabats. So this will only attach with verbs. You cannot say, with nouns like baitats or baitun, baitats. No, you cannot attach. She wrote. Attaching the noon of emphasis, the noon of tawqid also, noon of ta'kid or tawqid. All this will also attach with verbs. He has a lesson later on, inshallah ta'ala. Uktubanna or uktuban. Surely you must write. Right? Surely you must write. All these are among the khawasil fi'l, peculiarities of the verb. So we gave 4 signs. Why do you need this lesson? Sometimes there are some things, like tribes, Arab tribes have argued about. They've said that, okay, this is not a noun, this is a verb, and so on. Then these things will help us, right? Practically speaking, like idafa. Okay, this is becoming mudaf. So is it a noun or a verb? So we should remember, okay, idafa is only specific to a noun, so it cannot be a verb, and so on. Or it has conjugation. Like laysa, some people might have said, laysa is a noun. So we say, no, laysa has all the conjugation. Laysa, laysa, laysu, laysat. It's a verb. Yes, it's an incomplete verb, but it's a verb. Inshallah, all these things will come to in the next. As'ila. ما هو تعريف الاسم اذكر مثالا له. What is the definition of a noun? اذكر مثالا له. Mention an example for it. So let's go back and see the definition. الاسم كلمة تدل على معنى في نفسها غير مقترن بأحد الأزمنة الثلاثة. And so definition is what? Kalimatun tadullu ala ma'nan fi nafsi. It's a word which has a meaning in itself. غير مقترن بأحد الأزمنة الثلاثة, without attaching to any of the 3 this thing tenses, right? And what's an example? مثالا رجل, man. عدد علامات الاسم مع ذكر مثال لكل واحد منها. What are the signs of a noun? Now, how do you know what's a noun? So, we know all the signs here. Idafa, tadween, all these things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yani, we can do ikhbar anhu wa ikhbar bihi. You can give information about it or through it. Both allowed. Idafa. And then lam ta'arif, alif lam, we can attach, we can do ar-rajul, and you can call jar, tanween, dual, plural, vocative, diminutive. All these are signs of a noun. اذكر تعريف الفعل ومثل ذلك. تعريف الفعل is what? الفعل كلمة تدل على معنى في نفسها مقترن بأحد الأزمنة الثلاثة. It is attached, right? It has a meaning in itself and it is attached, associated with one of the tenses. One of the tenses, فعل. example ذهب فعل ضرب. عدد علامات الفعل ومثل لكل واحد منها. عدد علامات, the signs of a verb, and مثل, give مثال. Signs of a verb is what? All these, yeah. You can add قد سوف, you can give, you can إخبار به, you can give information through it, not عنه. And then it has conjugation, and the fourth is it attaches with marfu pronouns, rafa pronouns, and noon emphasis, and taw tanith. All these are attachments which are only attached with verbs. تمرين استخرج الأسماء والأفعال من الجمل التالية. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد. So قل is, so let's color it up. Blue is nouns and red is verbs. Okay, so this is what red, a verb. No, قل is فعل أمر, هو is noun. قل هو الله, الله noun, أحد noun. How do you know it's a noun? Well, it's a pronoun. This is, it takes tanween. I mean, Allahu, it takes Dhamma. Ahadun takes tanween. Allahu, as-samad, all nouns, no? Allahu nuru samawati wal ard. This is Allahu is a noun. Lafdul jalala, nur, noun, was, this is half. Half we can put pink maybe. And this is a noun, al ardi, blue. As-sabru min al-iman. Qul Allahu, say he is Allah one and only. Allahu Samad, Allah the everlasting, Allah the absolute. Allahu Nuru Samawati wal Ardi. Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. As-sabru min al-iman. As-sabru, this is blue. Noun, right? And min is harf. And iman is noun again. How do you know? Alif lam, alif lam. As-salatu amududdin. Salah is the pillar of religion. Again, as-salatu alif lam amud. This is mudaf mudaf ilayhi, so it has to be a noun. This is not a verb. Inna Allah yudaf. Inna, is it a noun? No, it's not a noun because no tanween, no alif lam. You cannot make mudaf. So it's a harf. It's not a verb also. There's no conjugation of this. Inna Allah. This is a harf particle. Allah. Indeed, Allah defends on those who believe. Allah yudafi'u. Now, yudafi, you might be, if you don't know, if you've never seen this before, you might think this is a noun, but there's no tanween. It's not mudaf because to dropping the tanween, it should be mudaf or something, right? And it has a ya in between, starting, that is conjugation, no? Dafa, yudafi'u. So this is harful mudara is there. So this is a verb. What's for red, right? Yeah, red. An is harf. Alladhina. Now, alladhi, you might be like, what? Alladhi, it looks like a verb because it has conjugation, no? Alladhi, alladhani. But it has alif lam attached to it. So it's a noun. It's a noun. It's not a verb because there's no meaning of a verb also. Alladhi means those who. Why is it not a harf? Because it has alif lam maybe. That's why they didn't say harf. And the noon drops so many times. Alladhani, allati. So alladhi is a noun. And we can start a sentence with it. With huruf, generally, we can. This is the ismun mawsul. That's why it's a noun. It's a relative noun. Amanu is a verb. Amanu. How do you know it's a verb? Well, no tanween, no alif lam, no idafa. So it's a verb. Okay. So all this, if you identify it, it's very easy for you to translate and understand everything. That was the second lesson. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Next lesson we'll go to Ta'riful Harf, the definition of the particle, inshallah. So starting is a little bit basic, right? Because we already saw all these things. Because slowly they'll develop into various other topics and we'll go into Marfu'at, Mansubat, Majrurat and all that, inshallah ta'ala. Because any book you start, you might feel, oh, I know this already. But once you finish the book, you get various new information and new knowledge. So you have to always have sabr when you're learning new knowledge, because many times you might think, oh, I already know all this stuff, and but still you have to finish a book, because once you finish a book, you'll get a lot of learning, because this is how it is, yeah, inshallah ta'ala. You should be patient. As-sabr. Jazakallahu khairan. Barakallahu fik. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.